Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Airs Cloud YouTube channel. My name is Aram Herrera and I'm dedicated to helping you build your wealth, build your brand, and build a better life. And in this video we're going to be talking about 5 millionaire habits that you could start adopting right now to build yourself better relationships with people, build yourself more wealth, and build a better life ultimately. Okay, so the first one we're going to be talking about is going to be gratitude, okay? Now, gratitude is something that it eludes a lot of people, and it's difficult for us to find gratitude and to be grateful for things when our lives are so cluttered and our lives are being bombarded by so many externalities, right? So in order to really be grateful and to give gratitude for things, we have to take a time to step back from the noise, right? We have to just detach from reality, if you would even call it that, for a little bit, because I would argue reality is when you're really more in touch with yourself and how you're feeling, and that when you're in that state of mind, it's easier for you to actually be grateful about things. And the reason gratitude is the first one on the list here is because when you are grateful for something and you write it down, or you think it, or you even say it out loud, or even call somebody and tell them that you're grateful for them, it produces something in your brain that helps you to unshackle from any toxic emotions that you might be feeling, or that you might have backed up in your mind, or whatever it may be, right? So when you give gratitude, it makes it easier for you to realign and to refocus your energy and redistribute it into a direction that is more productive and just overall more beneficial for your life. Okay, so practicing gratitude, something that I've done in the past is, you can even just wake up, right? Just wake up, and the first thing you do is you can just say, I'm grateful for another day on this planet. And I'm grateful for another day to be alive. We should all be grateful that we're even able to watch this video, right? The fact that you may have a small box in your hand that's even allowing you to watch this is something to be grateful for. The fact that we have people who love us, or family members who care about us, or friends that we have shared amazing experiences with, right? These are all things to be grateful for. And, because chances are there's probably millions of people out there who have it much, much, much worse than you, okay? So when you practice some gratitude first thing in the day, it sets your day up for success, and you're able to actually just be more productive and have a better day, okay? So baby steps here, guys, baby steps. So the second one we're going to talk about is surrounding yourself with the right people. Okay, now, why is this important? Because if you are surrounding yourself with people who are not interested in seeing you grow, or they are constantly discounting what it is you're saying, or maybe you have an idea and they just shoot it down, or maybe you want to start a business and they say, well, maybe you should get a job first, I don't know, it's a little risky to maybe take a business. These are people that you don't really want to be associating with, because these people, while it may seem like they're looking out for your best interest, in all reality, they just want to keep you down on their level where you're at, or where they are at. And, that's not something that is conducive to a positive belief system, or a positive environment where you can actually accomplish what you want and accomplish your goals and get to the place where you want to be, which, and it's hard to accept sometimes for some people, but maybe you don't want to be surrounding yourself with those people anymore, especially if they are not encouraging you to become better, okay? So that's a huge one, right? Because a lot of people, and it's in part because they're playing a status game versus the game that you're playing, which is the wealth game, okay? And I talked about this in my last video about how to develop a wealthy mindset, and one of the most important things we talk about in that video is the fact that you should avoid anybody who's playing a status game, okay? Avoid them at all costs, because when you're playing for status, it's a zero-sum game. You'll never win that game, because you'll always be trying to one-up people. You'll always be having to bring people down to try and elevate your own status. and you can never win this game. So instead, when you focus on surrounding yourself with the right people who are all growth and wealth mindset oriented, then it's a lot easier because you're going to be in an environment that is more productive again, and you're more likely to adopt an empowering belief system that's going to propel you to where you want to be. Okay, so that's the second one, is just to surround yourself with people who are more supportive and more interested in seeing you grow. Okay, now the third one is going to be following your passion. Okay, this one, it sounds very cliche, right? Following your passion. A lot of people struggle to actually find what it is that you're passionate about, okay? And my advice to anybody who is struggling to find out what it is they're really passionate about is to pursue whatever you have a genuine intellectual curiosity in. Okay, now that could be anything, right? You can think back, and usually these are things that are very specific to you and to your character and to your upbringing. Maybe it's something that's very technical, or maybe you have a creative side that you like to delve into sometimes. What I would also recommend is maybe asking somebody, right? Asking somebody that you trust, somebody that's very close to you, and just say, what is it that you think I'm really good at? What do you think I excel at that other people are not able to do, right? What is unique about me? If you can't look inside and find this out for yourself, it may be helpful to ask other people who are close to you, right? Because they're able to see you from another perspective, and having other perspectives in this world is never a bad thing, right? It's good to consider these, especially when it's with people that you're already surrounding yourself with who want to see you grow. If you have somebody that says something negative, cut that person out right away, because you're already violating rule number 2, right? So if you need to surround yourself with the right people first in order to ask them this question, then by all means, you can definitely do that. Okay, so the fourth thing that we're going to be talking about is to produce instead of consuming. Okay, so produce, don't consume. Okay, now majority of the people in the world, I would say, the vast majority are obsessed with consuming things. Okay, obsessed with consuming alcohol to escape. You're obsessed with consuming Facebook, scrolling endlessly through Facebook, looking at politics or other useless material that you are just consuming to escape, right? Entertainment, Netflix, media, social media. And it's very easy to get sucked into this and consumed into this, right? From an early age, we're kind of taught to be the consumers in this world. We all are labeled as consumers, and we all just want to escape and consume things because it's easier that way, right? You get that dopamine rush, and you're able to escape following your dreams for a brief amount of time. And it's a lot easier to do that than to actually put yourself forward, learn how to acquire a new skill, maybe grow. The problem with consuming things so much is that you're actually trading your dreams just for the safety of following society's rules, right? So it's like, would you rather create your own life and your own lifestyle and live happily and freely? Or would you prefer to just stay comfortable and continue consuming? Okay, so that's a huge one, right? So when you are more focused on creating things and producing things, it could be anything. Like for me, it's producing these videos, right? It forces me to get into this mindset where I have to focus on producing value and creating value for my audience, okay? So that's one thing to consider. And when you reallocate your energy into producing and creating, you feel more confident. You feel more competent with what it is you're talking about. And it just overall increases your quality of life and how you're viewing the world around you. Okay, when you're able to break apart from these distractions that just hold you down. Okay, so this is similar to the gratitude thing. Society shackles us with endless, mindless entertainment and distractions. Okay, so it's important that instead of growing numb through the entertainment and distractions, we actually focus on learning and growing to live a better life. Okay. Now the final tip we're going to talk about, the final millionaire habit, is actually stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. This one is, this one is extremely important, guys. And here's the problem, and I just talked about this in the last tip about surrounding yourself with the right people. When you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, you are living a purely material life. And as we all know, material things fade away. Their wow factor or their flashy factor fades away very quickly because suddenly you get one-upped by somebody else, right? The Joneses. And that's a huge problem because you're literally living for the Joneses. You are living actively to compete with the Joneses. Your neighbor, your friend, your competitor who just got a new car, this and that. Guys, this goes back to the other video, right? How to build a wealthy mindset. Stop focusing on the status game and reallocate your energy into the wealth game. And you will see that suddenly the Joneses won't know what the hell to do because suddenly their competitor has blown past whatever they could have ever achieved times 1,000, okay? Don't compete with the Joneses, guys. You don't want to be living for them. You don't want to be putting your energy into other people like that, especially when it's a zero-sum game, right? You can never even beat the game, so what's the point of even playing? Focus on the game that you can win, and that is the wealth creation game, okay? Focus on providing value for others. Focus on your creativities. Focus on what you're passionate about and developing that and leveraging that using the internet. You could use the internet to leverage anything nowadays. It's a level playing field, okay? So the final thing I wrote down here was buy a house, not a Gucci belt, okay? So those are going to be the 5 millionaire tips that I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you found some value from it. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you'll be able to at least apply some of these in the coming days, months, years, and hopefully they will transform your life for the better. So, with that being said, guys, as always, I'm eternally grateful for your attention and your viewership. I appreciate you very much, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Take care.